Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Valentine Lister, and this is my series on the minor arcana for the suit of cups. So we're going to get into the Three of Cups today, and we're going to get into the super fun part, which is which major arcana cards rule this minor arcana card, any hidden symbolism in the card, as well as I like to go in deep with the astrology of this card, so the astrological correspondences, as well as the upright and the reversed meanings. All right, so before I get into this card, I'm just gonna make a quick announcement. I know you guys know how excited I am about this free resource that I have for you guys called the Tarot and Astrology Cheat Sheet. It is the bomb. If you're looking for a reference guide as far as which tarot cards go with which zodiac signs, planets, elements, you need to grab this in the description box below underneath the timestamps. All right, guys, so let's get into this video. Okay, the Three of Cups. All right, so let's get a little feel of this card, little introduction to the Three of Cups. So I came up with a nickname for this card to give you a quick feel for it. And the nickname is I Feel Like Celebrating. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the major arcana card rulers of this card, and that's associated with the astrology of the card. They are pretty much one in the same because the Three of Cups is ruled by Mercury in Cancer. So Mercury is represented by the Magician and Cancer is represented by the Chariot. And the basics of it is that there's, with the rulers of the minor arcana, is that there is a god or goddess, God Mercury in this case, wearing the zodiac costume of the other card, right? Or wearing a zodiac sign. So in this case, Mercury is wearing the zodiac sign of Cancer, and Cancer is represented by the Chariot. And I go into a little more detail about like how this was set up, like who set up this system in my tarot and astrology video. So I will link that up here for you guys in a card. I'm also going to put it in the description box below. Whenever I reference the videos I'm putting here, they're in the related videos section in the description. Okay, so we'll get into the hidden symbolism. I'm going to keep the rulers of the card because a lot of times you see some similarities. If you ever see ones that I'm not bringing up, like shout them out. But basically, like these cards show up in this card somehow. Sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes we have to read a little more into it. But this one, they make it super obvious because first thing you notice is this character in the front right here is most certainly Mercury, also known as the Magician, right? The Magician right here. As you can see, he is covered in a red robe, just like the Magician. And the other thing we notice is he has one hand pointing up and one hand pointing down, right? One hand up, one hand down. One hand up, one hand down, like in the Magician, representing the saying that as above, so below. So what this means is that everything we see in our natural environment is a reflection of the mind of God, which is a belief that Hermes Trismegistus, who we believe came up with astrology long time ago in ancient Egypt, came up with. He said, if you want to understand the mind of God, explore your environment, study it like a scientist. And one of the like downloads he got is astrology. So the Magician, or Mercury, is completely down with studying his environment and learning how to manipulate it in order to navigate it. And he has to learn tricks to work his magic. And Mercury was known as the trickster god, the one that everybody loved, even though he did play tricks on people all of the time. And that's very much associated with like what a magician does, right? They play tricks on you, but it's super fun because they show you like this, like, they do these optical illusions. And as you stare at this card, you may notice that some trickery is going on because look at these hands here. So first thing I noticed was like Mercury's hand grabbing this woman here. I was like, whoa, that's so inappropriate, Mercury. Like, what are you doing? But then I realized like this woman here kind of starts to look like a doll. Like her limbs are so weird. So look at this arm, right? This right arm it's going up like super, super long. And supposedly her other arm is going down super long down here holding these grapes, right? This is like not like a regular like human arm. And then this woman, like she's holding this cup here, she's holding the other arm here. And to me, like it kind of looks like there's an optical illusion, like he's holding dolls or something. Because like the arms, like something is up with the arms and the way like they're all holding themselves. It like looks a little bit strange. So what I think is happening here is that Mercury, the magician, is like coming up with this optical illusion here to make us think he's having a party and it's all in good fun, and he's really trying to make us laugh. So now I want to bring in like how does Cancer, the Chariot, like come into like play here? So you can see under like or by Mercury's robe here, there's this beautiful golden locks of hair right here in this figure, just like we have this beautiful hair here in the Chariot card, blonde hair. And so you can see that Mercury is dressed in the Chariot man's body. So again, just reviewing the Chariot, it represents Cancer, who's related to the moon and fortune. So with the sign of Cancer, it's like they're constantly feeling and adjusting to the changes in their environment. Like their barometer is emotion. So they feel a lot, right? They feel the weather of the room and other people. And if people are feeling good or not. So the environment of emotions and the body of self and others, as well as actual nature, is always changing. Just like the moon itself also changes changes zodiac signs like quite quickly. The moon changes signs about like every other day or so, which is way, way quicker than anything else that moves, right? And so with the Chariot, it shows Cancer using their personal will to hold the reins and navigate their environment with all these changes going on. And so if they can successfully do so, it's a victory, right? If you can manage the environment, right, all the emotions that people are having, that's pretty cool. That doesn't happen all the time. So, you know, if you have Cancer placements, you might feel a little crazy. And Cancer is in the realm of emotions, and it's actually a feminine sign in astrology. So it naturally lends itself to tending and managing the emotions of people in your environment and tending to the relationships that you have. So bringing this all together, Mercury in Cancer is all about navigating your environment through sensing the emotions of others and perhaps using some tricks to make people feel a certain way, right? So the optical illusion the magician is using here is meant to make others feel celebratory, laugh, and have fun. He'll probably let you in on his joke later for sure. And so just like closing in on this card a little bit more, just focusing on here, like just this Mercury and Cancer thing. I'll give you an example, like a real life example. So my husband has Mercury in Cancer placement, and all like pretty much all of his other planets are in Mercury signs like Virgo or Gemini. And he spends like most of his day like thinking of jokes to tell people to make them laugh. And like he'll run them by me, he'll run them by other people first to like see if it makes like me laugh or other people laugh before like telling his coworkers or telling them out there. So it's like almost even like this comedian energy where you're trying out your jokes or your lines on people first to see how it'll land, because he wants to make people feel good and he wants to be super intimate with people, because it's all, well, the Mercury in Cancer is also in his seventh house, which is like this house of intimacy. But basically the feel is like he wants to be able, he like plays these little tricks, these little jokes to be able to make people feel good in his environment. Now that's when he's feeling good. If he's feeling bad, he's like, not to throw my husband under the bus, right? But if he's feeling bad, he doesn't necessarily want everybody skipping around laughing. And so he may also influence his environment in a different way if he's in a bad mood. But again, I love my husband. He's an awesome person. So won't throw him under the bus. You can use your imagination. But this is just to give you a feel of Mercury in Cancer. And we can see a lot of like, you know, like Mercury and Cancer have a lot of like similarities here. Like they do blend together nicely because they have the ability to navigate and strategize actions in their environment successfully, leading to like this fertile and abundant environment as we can see here. Okay, so I just want to review some of the colors in this card, just to remind you, like the colors can help you understand the card. So we have yellow here, which represents optimism, just real quick descriptions. So yellow represents optimism, the soul, joy. Red represents desire and passion. This woman's dress is actually gray. I don't know if you can actually see. Yeah, okay. If I hold it closer, you can see it a little more. It's gray, so that represents wisdom. Blue in the background represents compassion, and green represents fertility. And we can see this is quite a fertile scene. This is like the harvest right here. All right, so getting into the numerology of the card, this card is ruled by the number 3, and 3 means things taking form, manifesting in the early stages, and starting to see the big picture. It's related to the trine of Jupiter. And so it's related to cheerfulness, openness, optimism, joy, expansion, self-expression, communication, and clarity. All right, so the upright meaning of the card, if it comes out upright, it's probably going to be a social day or a short period of small, intimate gatherings with people you love and are close to. So connecting pleasantly and emotionally to friends and family who are in your close circle. It's a celebrating of getting together and enjoying the company of others, so treasure it. Also, you may make new friends who you enjoy as well. All right, so the reversed meaning of this card, if this card comes out reversed, the energy is being blocked or avoided. So I'll give you a real life example from my tarot and astrology journal, which is I recommend you guys do. I'll leave a link up here for you guys to check that out if you want, and in the description below. But anyway, I journaled a day with this card in my tarot journal. And the card was still really pleasant, even in reversed. It was basically the same as the upright meaning, with the exceptions, okay? So I went out to the park with my husband, but I didn't feel like going to that park because there's never a lot of people there. But funny enough, there was a couple with their dog there, and we struck up a really nice conversation. So I was like struggling, right? But I had fun and I got to socialize, even though I thought socializing was being blocked, right? It was reversed. And then also I noticed a friend that was going through some difficult emotions, and then my husband was emotional that day too. So it may mean that you need to tend to and be supportive emotionally to friends and family. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video on the 3 of Cups. If you liked this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for whenever I release my next video. And my next video is going to be on the 4 of Cups. Also, guys, if this is content that you really enjoy, really learn a lot about, really love, make sure to share it. Also, if you want to catch up on the videos that I've already done, I'm going to leave a playlist for you right here, as well as a related video up here that I think that you will like. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for whenever I release a new video every single week.